What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Euro NBA video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder because they just got eliminated in the playoffs in the first round against the Utah Jazz. I mean, the Utah Jazz are good. You know, they have Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, and a bunch of good role players and stuff. But still, though, come on. Like, you have Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Steven Adams, Carmelo Anthony, and you had Andre Roberson, but then he got injured. And let me just tell you, the Oklahoma City Thunder this year are the most freaking disappointing team this year because they had a MVP player in Russell Westbrook. He won it last year. They had Carmelo Anthony. I mean, he's kind of old, but he was like I thought he was still a little bit good, but apparently not. And then you had Steven Adams, who was a good pick and roll player. He could go up and dunk lobs and stuff like that. And then you also have freaking Paul George, who is an all-star caliber player. So you would think they would get like a top 3 seed at least, but they freaking only won one more game than last year. That makes no sense. Bro, how do you only win one more game last year? Last year, it was understandable that they won only 30, I forgot, like 34 games, I think it was. And then, because they only had like Russell Westbrook and then a bunch of trash players. But then, the offseason, they got Paul George, Carmelo Anthony, and like Raymond Felton, wasn't it Patrick Patterson? So you would think they would get better, right? No, they only won one more game than last year. And let me tell you why. Because the homie Paul George, he is the most, I don't know about he's an inconsistent player. Like, one game he will go off for like 30 points, 50% shooting from the field, and he would hit like half of his 3-pointers and stuff. And then you would think, oh, he's good, he's chilling now. But then the very next game, he will only like freaking make 30% of his shots, get like 10 points, freaking not make a lot of his 3-pointers, and he would be like, what happened? So he's an inconsistent player. And then Russell Westbrook, he's like I don't think he could coexist as the best player on a championship team, because he had I don't think he could play with other all-stars, because he has to have the basketball in his hands the whole game, and then that might mess up the other players flow, because Paul George, that's probably why he was inconsistent, because Russell Westbrook had the ball the whole game, and then he couldn't really play. He had to play off ball and stuff, and then when he was on the Pacers, he didn't really do that much, so that probably messed up Paul George's flow. And then same with Carmelo Anthony, he had the ball in his hands when he was in New York. And then that's why last year he won MVP, and he won so many games. Well, I don't know, he won 30 games last year. That's why everybody was thinking he was so good, because it was only role players last year for Russ Westbrook. So, and role players are used to not having the ball, so it was better for Russ Westbrook to freaking get all these stats and stuff and win the MVP last year, because freaking the role players knew what to do without the basketball. But Paul George, he's an all-star, and Carmelo Anthony, he used to be an all-star, so they were not freaking ready to not be the main person, because Russell Westbrook, he has to have the ball in his hands all the time, and Paul George and Carmelo Anthony used to have the ball in their hands all the time, and now they don't, or they didn't. So that messed up their flow. So that's probably why they didn't win so many games. I mean, they could figure it out this offseason, but I don't even think they're gonna be I don't think they're gonna even be on the team by the time the next season starts, because let me tell you why. Freaking Paul George, this was a contract year. He had this year, this offseason, his contract expires and he could go to any team he wants. And let's be real here. Do you think he's gonna want to go back to the Thunder when he just lost in the first round, when he had an MVP caliber player on his team? And Carmelo Anthony and Steven Adams, and like the bench, it was kind of bad. I don't know. He probably won't want to come back to Thunder. I mean, maybe he would, cause like after Game 6, he said that he would like to come back to the Thunder, but then he said anything could happen in the offseason. So I don't know. Maybe he doesn't come back. Maybe he does. But if I had to like bet money on it, I would think that he doesn't come back to the Thunder because it was a disappointing season. Let's just get that out of here. And he wants to win a championship, and I don't think he's gonna win one in Oklahoma City because Russell Westbrook. I don't think he could be the best player on a championship team. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. And then Paul George. Let's talk about him. I already said he's inconsistent earlier, but then like he was playing for his contract, so like you would expect him to like be good. But then, like, you would expect him to, like, do good because he's trying to get paid in the offseason. But he was just an inconsistent player, so I don't know what happened. Like, he's probably going to leave, probably go to the Lakers or something like that. Maybe another team, I don't know. But then, Carmelo Anthony. Let me just talk about Carmelo Anthony right now. Carmelo Anthony. What happened? Last year and the couple years before that, you were doing good on the New York Knicks. I mean, it was expected that you were not as good as when you were younger because you were getting older and stuff. But then, all of a sudden, Carmelo Anthony just turns into garbage. Like how does that happen? Like 1 year he was like above average, and then the next year he's just complete garbage. Like what happened? Like he couldn't make any of his shots. He was shooting terrible percentage from the field, and then he was just not good. Like I don't know what to say. Like in my opinion, I thought he was gonna, when the Thunder got him in that trade in the offseason last year, I thought he was gonna be like good because he didn't have to carry the offense like he did in New York, and then he could just like spot up in the corner, hit wide open threes when Russ Westbrook went to the paint and then pass it out to him. He would be wide open and hit a three-pointer. But like he couldn't make shots, so yeah, I mean, he's probably like gonna be garbage for the rest of his career. But he had a good career, shout out to Carmelo Anthony, I guess. And then, so I think Carmelo Anthony is gonna stay on the Thunder though because he's gonna he has the chance. He could either stay with the Thunder and take the $28 million that he has on his contract, or he could go to another team and then like get traded to he could go to another team and then not get paid that $28 million. So what would you do? Would you take the $28 million and stay on the Thunder, or would you go to another team and not get that much money? Like, let's just be real here. He's probably gonna stay on the Thunder, and then because like he wants to get paid. And let's talk about Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook, like in the closeout game in Game 6 where the Thunder got eliminated, he scored 46 points or 48 or something like that. He scored 40 plus points, but it was also on 40 shot attempts. So he shot the ball 40 times. Like I expect you to score at least like 30 or 35 or something like that if you shoot 40 times. So yeah, but he was trying his best, but like Russell Westbrook, I respect him because like he like tries his best when he's out on the court, and he like tries on every play. He like goes hard every single play and stuff like that. But like at times you need to like know when to chill out and stuff, because like he goes like I don't even know how to like word it. Like he just like stomps his way in and then just like gets out of control, and then he has nowhere to go, and then it's just like you need to chill out a little bit, Russ Westbrook. And then he turns the ball over a lot of times. Like he had like more. I think there was a game where I think I'm getting mistaken for somebody. But Russ Westbrook, he just needs to chill out. He like goes into the paint like too aggressively, and then he doesn't know where to go, and then he like turns the ball over. Like he just needs to chill out, let the offense flow, and he needs to learn how to play off ball, because like you can't You can't just be like a ball hog. Like, I mean, I know he averages like 10 assists, but that was mostly because like pick and rolls where he he just he ran the pick and roll and then threw it to like Steven Adams or somebody else in the corner wide open. So yeah, he just needs to learn how to chill out, calm down, and freaking just just keep himself in control. And so right now, so I think he's gonna still be good, but you know the Thunder might have to trade him though. Because like I mean I know Russell Westbrook is a MVP type player, but like the Thunder might need to trade him because like let's all right. So let's talk about the Thunder's future. Oh yeah, and then I was gonna say this and this is why, because like Russ Westbrook needs to learn how to control himself because he like goes too aggressively and stuff. When he drives to the paint, he gets out of control and stuff like that. And that's why whenever somebody asks me like, would you rather have MVP Derrick Rose or MVP Russ Westbrook? I 100% always pick MVP Derrick Rose, and that's not because I'm a Bulls fan. I mean, it might be a little bit because I'm a Bulls fan, because you know I'm a Bulls fan, and Derrick Rose was on the Bulls when he won the MVP. It's a little bit because I'm a Bulls fan, but also because Derrick Rose, he was also a similar player to Russ Westbrook, but he kept himself in control, and he led the Bulls to 60 wins in a season, and he just led the team, and he was in control, and he knew how to play off ball a little bit. He kind of had the ball a lot, but like he knew how to like maneuver himself in the. All right, that's besides the point. All right, let's talk about the Thunder's future. The Thunder's future, I already said Paul George is probably gonna leave in the offseason to another team, and then Carmelo Anthony's probably gonna stay with the team because he wants to get paid, and no other team is gonna want to like get him in a trade because like he's garbage now. He doesn't know how to make shots anymore. I mean, he knows how to make, you know what I mean. But freaking, let's talk about Russell Westbrook. Like, what are the Thunder gonna do with Russell Westbrook? I already said they probably should trade him, or might have to think about trading him, because because he's on a humongous contract right now. He's on a humongous contract right now for the next couple of years. So the Thunder are stuck with him unless they trade him. And like the Thunder, like if they lose Paul George, and they only have Russ Westbrook, they're not gonna win a championship. Let's keep it real. Like if they only have Russ Westbrook, they're not gonna win a championship, and they're not gonna be bad enough to get a draft pick. So you might have to trade him because if you keep Russ Westbrook, you're gonna be good enough to make the playoffs, but you're gonna be bad enough to not make it to the finals. Like you'll be good enough, you'll make it to the playoffs, but then you will not make it to the finals, and then you'll just be stuck in the middle where you're good enough to, you're too good. You'll be stuck in the middle to like you'll be stuck in the middle where nobody wants to be because you're gonna be too good that you can't get a top draft pick and draft a young player, but then you're bad enough where you're like you can't win a championship. So yeah, and then since the Thunder are gonna be stuck in the middle of the NBA where they're too good to not get a draft pick and draft young players, and too bad to not make the finals and win a championship, they're probably gonna want to trade Russell Westbrook because you know they're not gonna win a championship, and then if you trade Russell Westbrook, you get young players in return and draft picks in return, so you could draft young players and get young players and start rebuilding, and then eventually in a couple years you'll be probably good enough to win a championship. But the only thing I see that would prevent the Thunder from trading Russ Westbrook is because Russ Westbrook, well, there's two things. Russ Westbrook is too loyal to the team and he might not want to get traded. And the Thunder probably are going to be too scared to trade Russ Westbrook because they probably just think that he's going to like be good enough to get them a championship, but in reality he's not good enough to get them a championship. They might be just too scared to because like Russell Westbrook is an MVP type player, so they might think it's a bad idea to trade Russell Westbrook because he's an MVP type player, but it is a good idea. And also, they might not want to trade Russell Westbrook because Oklahoma City is kind of like, I don't know how to word it. It's like Oklahoma City is like is not a like, dang, I don't know how to word it. Like, so Oklahoma City. So you know how the Los Angeles Lakers, and you know how they're like everybody knows about them and stuff. So if they trade away all of their good players and then they turn trash, then like fans are still gonna come to the game because it's Los Angeles. Like there's a lot of people there, so they'll still earn a lot of money. And same with the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls were trash this year, and you know they still led the league in attendance, in fan attendance. That's crazy though. Respect to all the Bulls fans, including me. But yeah, so like if Chicago and Los Angeles are garbage, they're still gonna get a lot of fan attendance, which means they earn a lot of money still. But if Oklahoma City, like, if they get rid of Russell Westbrook and Paul George leaves, then their fan attendance is probably gonna go down because Oklahoma City, let's be real, like Oklahoma City is not really that like popular, so fans, the only reason why they go to the games is because of Russell Westbrook, because he's an MVP player. And if the Thunder get rid of him, then the fans are probably not going to come to the game, which means that Oklahoma City will lose money, the Thunder will lose money, and stuff like that. The Oklahoma City Thunder will lose money is what I meant to say. So maybe the Thunder don't want to lose money, so which means they probably wouldn't want to trade Russell Westbrook. I mean, I know it seems like it seems like like um, a selfish move by the Thunder if that's the reason why they would keep Russell Westbrook, is because they would lose money if they get rid of him. But you know, it's the NBA, it's a freaking business. Like, yeah. But yeah, that's really all I had to say. Shout out to B Souls. B Souls, he's a fellow NBA YouTuber. I got this YouTube video idea from him, so you know, his YouTube channel is gonna be in the description. I just wanted to add my opinion on this. But yeah, yeah, I did like, I just wanted to add on to what he said and give some of my opinions on it. But yeah, if you're watching this, B Souls, was good. You know, I got this video idea from you. He's not gonna watch it. Yeah, sorry I haven't uploaded in 4 months. You know, I don't do YouTube for the money. I don't do YouTube to become famous. I just do YouTube for fun. And if I don't want to do YouTube because I don't think it's fun, then I'm not gonna do YouTube. And the past couple months, I just kind of rather do other things than do YouTube. But you know, I'm getting back into the YouTube game. Let's go. But yeah, the Bulls didn't make the playoffs this year, so that's why I'm talking about the Thunder right now. Cause you know, I'm a diehard Bulls fan, and the Bulls made the playoffs for the past like, I don't know, 2009, wait, 2009, 10. The Bulls made the playoffs for the past 8 years. So, like, I've always been rooting for the Bulls. So, once the Bulls turned garbage this year and they didn't make the playoffs, I really paid attention to the other teams in the playoffs. And now I'm talking about the Thunder. So, yeah, so now I'm paying attention to like other teams, because usually I would just be like, oh my god, the Bulls, hopefully they win and stuff. But like now I'm paying attention to the other teams because the Bulls are not in the playoffs. So maybe I'll make more videos like this. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And I'll see you next time.